Hello. Today I'm going to be rewiring my rack setup. At the moment I've got an EL84 power amp. It's got Mesa tubes in it, and then JMP1 is the preamp, and then the the IntelliFX is running the delays, choruses, reverbs, and stuff like that, and then the Samsung is going to power everything. So have a look at the back. So it's not the most complicated setup, but we'll just start out by getting things powered. So I've got a few of these kind of like short IEC cables, which are pretty cool. So we'll just do the power for the JMP first. Sorry, for the power amp. And then we can do the power for the JMP. Obviously you can try and keep things as tidy as possible for cooling and just for access. So we're going to be running this the Rocktron in the loop, I think. So we're gonna go. Well, first we'll go from the preamp to the power amp. So you've got your master left and right here. So that's a simple one, just left to left, and then the same right to right. So that's going to be sending the sound of the JMP into the EL84 to then get made louder. I try and keep these cables as tidy as possible so I can get access to the outputs, which is the most common sort of thing you're going to be accessing. Cool. Next thing is probably to power the Rocktron. Annoyingly, I bought this from Spain, so it's come with like a EU adapter, which isn't the best, but I'll probably get that sorted out later. So I've got one of these guys to deal with that. So into the IEC, and then that goes there. Now that's not that great, but hey, it will work for now. It's annoying when you've got these super like compact cables just going straight into the power, and then you've got this big thing in the way. It's kind of annoying, but so we run the power cable along the side here. There we are. So the next thing will be to run the effects loop. So we've got our send and return. Obviously coming out of the JMP is you're just going to have a mono signal from the send, and that's going to go into the mono input of the IntelliFX. So probably going to need a longer cable for the returns. Let's see. Right return. Well, that's not too bad. Right return, right return. And left return. Now you can run this in mono, but I want the stereo delays and chorus and stuff like that. So in total we've got the JMP with the Rocktron and IntelliFX in the loop. So we've got a mono out send into the in of the IntelliFX, and then stereo out back into the stereo return. and then that gets obviously sent out to the master into the power amp, which then will go to the cab. The other thing that I have set up is some MIDI patch changes. Obviously I want the Rocktron to change patches with the IntelliFX, so I just use a MIDI cable into the in. And then into the out of the MIDI on the JNP. So that's going to send MIDI signals into the Rocktron. As I said, try and keep these red outputs clear, because that's going to be your outs to the cab. The important thing to remember with the EL84 is it is a dual mono block, but you have to run both loads at the same time. If you just run a left or a right and you don't have a load being dealt with on one side, you're going to blow the amp. So yeah, so we've got power, we've got all our routing, and if I wanted to add a tuner, a rack tuner, like onto the back like that, I've got a few options. I could take actually I don't have a few options. Oh, I could take a speaker emulator, which isn't ideal, or you can take a line output from there and just run it. Or alternatively, you can run this you could run the tuner right at the front of the rack, plug straight into there, and then have the output then running into the JMP. But I quite like to plug into the front of the JMP, just for convenience. But yeah, that's all set up and ready to go.